Hey, how's it going? This is Shamboy Pupanza, and the video I'll be doing today is in reference to a video I did before called An Objective Interpretation of Trump's Private Recordings Finally. For those of you who haven't seen the video, I basically show that the secret recordings of Trump did not show any proof whatsoever of Trump ever harassing or assaulting any women. In that regard, I confirm that the numerous allegations against Trump are, for the moment at least, completely unsubstantiated. This is particularly why the mainstream media, and unfortunately even some independent journalists who I normally respect, why they're giving this way too much importance. You can check out the video on my channel, and I encourage you to do so. Now, I wanted to make this follow-up video which discusses a related but more important issue, which is the title of the video, the title being The Scary Truth Behind the Outrage Over Trump's Private Recordings. First, although these allegations against Trump are simple allegations with no corroborative evidence, and remember, the recordings don't provide any corroborative evidence like I showed in my last video, I would like for us to suppose hypothetically that there was recent proof which came out showing Trump had actually harassed or even assaulted someone before. Let's just say hypothetically that proof recently surfaced showing that Trump had assaulted one woman or 10 women. Okay, let's just even say 100 women. There's no proof or even strong evidence of even one woman. Let's just suppose. Whether it were one woman or 100 women, this would be serious and newsworthy. However, even in this hypothetical situation, there's no question that this would be much less serious and therefore much less newsworthy than many of the revelations that WikiLeaks has given us recently. Let's take a look at some of them. Okay, here are just a few examples. Hillary using the Clinton Foundation to sell access to foreign governments. Approving drastic increases in U.S. arms sales for countries who had donated to the Clinton Foundation. For example, Saudi Arabia, where 80 Boeing fighter jets were sold in exchange for its contributions. These jets were used to kill thousands of Yemeni citizens and blow up children's hospitals. Her knowing full well, when selling arms to Saudi Arabia, that Saudi Arabia was selling arms to terrorist groups like ISIS. Deliberately erasing thousands of emails with the specific intent of destroying evidence in a case that involved national security. Rigging elections which compromised the core of our democracy. I'm not even including less recent news about a multitude of other things, like selling arms to the South Sudan Army, which employs children soldiers in violation of the Child Soldiers Prevention Act. It cannot be reasonably disputed that each of these revelations on its own is significantly more serious and newsworthy than even 100 hypothetical women being harassed or assaulted. This is even more the case since in reality these revelations are concrete, proven, and undisputed. Unlike the simple allegations against Trump, since again the recordings don't prove anything. So, here's what's scary. Mainstream media has attempted and succeeded in convincing many Americans that unproven allegations of sexual assault and harassment are significantly more serious and newsworthy than the totality of proven and undisputed acts of indirect mass killings, indirectly supporting terrorism, erasing evidence in a case which puts our national security at risk, and seriously compromising the right to vote. They've done this not only by covering this one issue countless times, more than any of the WikiLeaks revelations combined, but also by expressing much more outrage. I don't know if you realize just how Kafkaesque this is. It's a very scary way of thinking, because any rational person could only conclude the exact opposite. It's not even equal, but the exact opposite. Because again, each one of these proven and undisputed revelations is not even as serious and newsworthy as the allegations of sexual assault, harassment, and the recordings combined. Actually, each one of these is much more serious than these allegations. This reminds me of the book Animal Farm by George Orwell. Here, the character Squealer reminds me of the mainstream media. Napoleon envelops the large corporations and the politicians, like Clinton working for them, that Squealer boosts with his propaganda. And the sheep are the American people, who not only believe the allegations given by this propaganda, but much more importantly, let their own core values be fully manipulated and even altered by mainstream media, or rather Squealer. I'm not a Trump fan, but this horror has to be called out. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe.